There is an arguing that multivitamins are important when nutritional supplements are not made through diet alone. For those who eat a healthful diet, a multivitamin may have little or no benefit. A diet that includes plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, good protein sources, and healthful fats should provide most of the nutrients needed for good health. But not everyone manages to eat a healthful diet. When it comes to specific vitamins and minerals, majority of people get less than adequate amounts. There are certain diseases caused by a lack of specific nutrients in the diet. Classic examples include scurvy from a lack of vitamin C, beriberi, vitamin B1, pellagra, vitamin B3, and rickets, vitamin D. Individual vitamins supplementation may also be essential in certain cases, such as a deficiency caused by long-term poor nutrition or malabsorption caused by the body's digestive system not functioning properly. Taking supplements can help support your overall health and encourage a balanced hormonal system. A 2022 meta-analysis concluded that those who were supplemented with vitamin E experienced a positive impact on several hormones, including insulin, follicle-stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, testosterone, and progesterone. Hormones play a major role in overall health, and while it's natural for them to change throughout different life stages, need to think menstruation, pregnancy, menopause, if they are off balance, it can cause a range of hormonal imbalance, symptoms, and even long-term health issues. If you are experiencing hormone-related concerns, stay tuned, as we'll be discussing the Daravit woman multivitamin supplementation for malnutrition and hormonal imbalance.
Every day and in every way, enjoy that I find support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body,
Daravit nutritional supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Daravit from ELBE PHARMA. Daravit, love yourself.
It's another day with the physicians where your health is our business. My name is Dr. Martina Agberia, your anchor for today's program. We'll be discussing multivitamin supplementation for malnutrition and hormonal imbalance. In the studio with me is my very elegant, beautiful, and pretty guest. She's no other person than EZEIGBO, STELLA AMARACHI.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Nice having you for the first time on our program, The Physicians.
Yeah, the pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go straight to the topic of today. We're talking about the Daravit woman, right?
Yes.
Multivitamin supplementation for malnutrition and hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
So what is malnutrition? Let's start from there. We'll talk about malnutrition, hormonal imbalance, and the reason why we should actually use multivitamin supplementation.
Okay. When we talk about malnutrition, it comes in three ways.
Okay.
There are required nutrients for a person. We talk about an adequate diet first. An adequate diet is a food that contains all the necessary nutrients tailored to suit a particular person's need. It's not a standard because the adequate diet for a diabetic is different from that of a child and so on. So when we talk about malnutrition, it refers to the fact that a person is getting either too little of the required nutrients for that individual or too much of it, or there's also malnutrition in the case of malabsorption. The person takes the nutrients but is not properly absorbed by the body. Now also the same thing goes with hormonal balance and imbalance now. There are certain levels nutrients should be at the body to get optimum hormonal balance. Now when there's a shift from that, the the nutrients are too high or too low as the case may be, then it can result in a hormonal imbalance. So imbalance is whether it's too much or too
too
little.
little.
Once it's not optimum, then we talk about imbalance.
Or you're not even getting it at all. Or the
Yes,
body is not even absorbing it
that's
at all.
also part of it, yeah.
Then now you talk about malnutrition, you talk about hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
So let's see, so why do we need supplements? Since we eat, so we think we eat properly?
Yeah, a lot of people argue that. Why? Of course, I eat my food, so why should I be taking a supplement? Now, there are several ways to this. Okay. Firstly, like I spoke about, adequate diet. So many people do not know how to plan their meals properly to contain all these nutrients they need. Okay. Now, some people who even feel they know how to plan their meals properly or, try to incorporate fruits and vegetables, like you said earlier, into their diet, do not know how to prepare these meals. Some foods should be taken raw. Some should be cooked to a certain level to be able to extract the nutrients at a certain level it's needed in the body. But some people, we Nigerians, you see the way we fry our stews, the vitamins in the tomatoes sometimes are already denatured by the time you're consuming it. So most times we think we're eating right, but then we're eating chaff because it's not prepared the proper way. So that comes in under, you eat daily, but then you're not eating right. Then some of these nutrients come from sources which are not readily accessible to us. Something like omega acids come from freshwater fishes like salmon and the rest of them. Now, if I should ask Nigerians how often we have access to eat these fishes, find out that so many people have not even eaten it in months. So, yes, we have nutrients coming from readily available fruits and vegetables and foods, but then there are some that are not easily accessible. So there's need for supplementation because, of course, supplements are already measured out, put in capsules and pills. All these nutrients needed in a quantifiable quantity, of course, portions, put in capsules, put in tablets for you to take. Since most people do not know what they need, most people do not know how to quantify what they need from the foods they eat, most people do not know how best to prepare these meals. So there's need for supplementation, of course.
Okay, so I totally agree with you because for people, some may just think that they are cooking the food very well. For instance, green leafy vegetables, when it's being cooked, it's just supposed to be steamed.
Yeah.
But oftentimes we cook it and the necessary vitamins that are
all denatured.
All denatured. So what they're just taking is fiber.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not taking the real nutrient. Then first, there's this school of thought. This survey that was done. That survey really, school of thought. And they found out that even the tomato that we take, tomato is very, very important.
Yeah.
The nutritional value is important.
High in lycopene, vitamin A,
exactly.
And the rest of them, yeah.
And they found out that even the ones that are a bit, I don't want to use the word bad, that the ones that are soft, not the hard ones, has more nutritional value.
Yeah.
But the people go and buy the ones that are really hard.
Or take juices and say they are taking fruits and all that. People eat, but they don't eat right. And it's not everybody that has access to enough information to know how best to prepare meals. There are some foods that are better taken raw, some are better taken cooked to a certain level. So if someone doesn't have all this knowledge, then it will be difficult to know how best actually, even though you have access to the food, how best to prepare these meals and when best to take them. And in what quantities the person's body requires them, of course. Okay.
Now you talked about malnutrition, you talked about the hormonal imbalance, you talked about people not having adequate nutrients, vitamins and minerals. And so let's ask, who are those? What are the benefits actually? You want to talk about the benefits? Yes, if you do not take multivitamins, where do we take it from? Either you not take vitamins or the advantages of taking multivitamins. So who are those that should take multivitamins and what are the advantages? So because that will take us to, if you don't take multivitamins, these are the things that are likely to happen.
Okay, I think everybody needs, to a degree, nutrient supplementation. Okay. The difference between people now is to what extent do you need this? For someone who is severely malnourished, there is need for, a larger extent of supplementation. For someone who is close to the daily requirement, it might just be needed in minute quantity. So everybody needs supplementation in one kind or the other. Not everybody does not need the same supplements, but of course everybody needs some form of supplementation.
I totally agree with you because people that already have their immune status compromised will need multivitamins.
A lot more, yes.
Then the pregnant women
will need a lot more.
Also need a lot of multivitamins. And the elderly, But the challenge
Women in general do need a lot of supplementation.
Exactly, because of what they go through.
Yes, women go through a lot, yes. Monthly, emotionally, psychological. There's a lot of societal demands on women.
Okay, so now you're talking about women needing more vitamins. Do you want to tell me more about the Daravit woman?
Yes, Daravit woman is a product from ELBE PHARMA, which is specifically tailored towards meeting the supplementation needs of women.
Okay.
A lot of factors were considered. Women go through a lot of stress, you know, having a lot of free radicals in the system, and women have a lot of concerns too. You talk about the beauty. You see women spending a lot of money for their skin, their hair, their nails, you know, and then the hormonal balance thing too. Of course, in our society, it doesn't matter how hard you work or, you know, the other challenges you face. As a woman, you're expected to have children too. So your hormones are supposed to be in a balanced form for that to happen, because a lot of fertility-related issues are linked to the hormonal imbalance.
True.
Now, for that hormonal imbalance, it's mostly caused by, like we said, nutrient depletion or, you know, shortage or
malabsorption.
Yeah, imbalance in general. So there's need for supplementation for women to maintain a balance hormonally, beauty-wise. When we talk about the hair, nail, and skin and all that, because it contains some nutrients like the vitamin E, vitamin B1 and B3, which are very important to prevent things like alopecia, which is hair loss. And, you know, it has been shown to improve skin health too, and nail health and the rest of them. So there's need for a woman to be on a supplement, because at every point in time, and most women do not eat well. They are the ones who serve most of the foods we eat in our households, but they rarely do eat well. So there's need for that.
Do I want to say they don't eat well? They put every other one first before
prior to them, yes.
And so what most of them do, it is what the leftovers.
Yes,
that the children, whatever the child doesn't eat, they just take it.
Yeah.
And they want to see the family in good health for themselves.
That's true.
So now you talked about the Daravit woman. Why should a woman use the Daravit woman? What are the things in that Daravit woman?
Oh, wow, that's a lot of things in Daravit woman. You know, it contains, among several vitamins, very essential vitamins. It contains micronutrients, essential macronutrients too. It contains some very important phytochemicals, you know, phytonutrients in it. We talk about the chasteberry.
You're talking about phyto, you're talking about micro. My audience want to know, what do you mean by micronutrients?
Okay, there are essential vitamins in the body that your body cannot produce for itself. It can only be eaten. Now, like we said, sometimes we do not have the chance to eat these things, or we don't even know where to source them from. A supplement has already been, these nutrients have been, they are still from food origin. They've been isolated and then put in this capsule, so that when you're taking a capsule, you're taking all these nutrients you need in one capsule. Of course, and then sometimes when you talk about nutrients, you know, these are elements, some of them are microscopic. You may need to eat 2 whole fishes to get enough of the omega you need, actually. Yeah, but these ones are in concentrated form, and then they have been measured out to meet the, you know, tailored to meet the needs, the daily requirements. And then we talk about these phytonutrients like chasteberry extract. Chasteberry extract has been proven to help a lot with female cycles and issues, especially things that have to do with the female breast. When you talk about hyperprolactinemia, which is also a case of hormonal imbalance, when a woman is secreting a lot of prolactin. So you have women producing breast milk when they do not have children.
Hyperprolactinemia just simply means like some breast milk
coming out when there's no child, or So things like that. Now, chasteberry extract has been proven to reduce it. And then there's evening primrose oil too, which has proven to have a very good effect on premenstrual and premenopausal symptoms. Of course, it helps to reduce pains associated with menstruation, and then it improves the symptoms of premenopause. When you talk about the hot flashes, the night sweats, and the rest of them, evening primrose oil has been proven to reduce all those things, and they are all contained in Daravit woman. Yes, it's here. In very significant amounts, of course. So when you look at Daravit woman, you see it's a complete pack of a multivitamin with chasteberry extract, evening primrose oil, biotin, antioxidants, and minerals, of course. Yes. And then the use is also written on it. Provides energy and vitality, promotes anti-aging and glowing skin, supports healthy reproductive system.
Yes, you have all of them.
Yes, all of them written.
So you say all women should use it. At what age should they use?
Not all women, generally women, but then there's, of course, there are special patients, not everybody. We do not recommend for people who are pregnant or breastfeeding, and then we also do not recommend for people who are on hormonal birth controls. because it has the ability to neutralize the effect of the hormonal birth control.
And you become pregnant.
Yes, and you become pregnant. So it's mostly for people who are of a fertile age, who do not have an issue with getting pregnant, and then
infertility cases can also
infertility cases that are hormonal linked can take this also, and then for general body maintenance for women. Yes.
Okay. So because we know women, people normally, like naturally, like to take a lot of multivitamins. So you can get to a room now, you say a lot of multivitamins, but this one is for this, this is for this, or this. So if somebody is already using a multivitamin, do you still advise that they go on, a woman, for instance, go on Daravit woman?
Well, the truth is, most times these things should be discussed with your doctor. You don't take laws into your hands. And of course, your doctor has examined you and knows the exact requirements you have. Daravit woman is supposed to be all-encompassing for a woman, and I think a woman on Daravit woman shouldn't be taking other little supplements, except there is a specific metabolic disorder where there is a clear case of depletion of a particular nutrient, then it can be put in as an adjunct to this treatment. But then when you're on other supplements, as the case may be, you're taking vitamin A, for instance, or just vitamin E, well, it's not meeting all your needs, but this is an all-in-one formula.
So the advice would be that they can actually ask their doctor?
They could ask, it's best to ask your doctor, but this should be for everybody then. When you're on other ones, then confirm from your doctor whether you should add this to it.
You've talked about so many things about the Daravit woman, and I just want you to hold on because we need to keep a date with the physicians. Let's hear from them what they have to say about multivitamins, nutritional supplements. Are you using nutritional supplement at home? How many packs do you have? How many bottles do you have? And how about preparation of your fruits, your vegetables? How do you cook them? Do you ensure that for 5-10 minutes at the beginning of cooking, you just put your vegetables, or you just do a little of steaming before you use them? Let's hear from you. We'll be back after this short break.
Okay, I think that is necessary when you take multivitamins. Multivitamins are really good for the body. You know, they are very good supplements. I think it's a good thing generally. Even when you go to the hospital, they will tell you when you're going through malnutrition, you know, that means you've lost a lot in the body, maybe the water, or you've lost weight and all that. So the multivitamins can help you to balance out these things. This helps you to stay off the hospital. You understand? And it's not just in the drugs. The natural foods too can do that. You know, the kind of food that you eat every day, they will tell you it's good for you to have a balanced diet, eat well. So I think when you eat well and you also take the multivitamins, it helps you to sleep well, feel relaxed. It takes off stress. I think that's just, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so there's something that is called the PCOS. Yeah. Up till now, I don't think anyone has been able to know the root cause of PCOS, but PCOS causes a lot of infertility in a woman's body. PCOS causes hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance is not. It doesn't stand alone on its own. There are things that can lead to hormonal imbalance, especially not having the right nutrients in your body can actually lead to hormonal imbalance. Some diseases can lead to hormonal imbalance. Some illnesses can lead to hormonal imbalance. So there's a lot of factors. So there are things that lead to hormonal imbalance. But the most difficult one for a woman that most times causes infertility is PCOS.
Every day and in every way, enjoy that I fight support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body,
Daravit Nutritional Supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Daravit from ELBE PHARMA. Daravit. Love yourself.
Welcome back. If you have just joined us, you're on to a regular health TV talk show, The Physicians, where your health is our business. We've actually been discussing multivitamin supplementation. And in the studio, our guest actually has been doing so much to this topic. She is no other person than EZEIGBO STELLA AMARACHI. She's actually a medical rep from ELBE PHARMA Nigeria Limited.
Thank you so much.
You have actually done so well on this Daravit woman, and we've talked about the benefits. You've even defined the malnutrition, hormonal imbalance, reasons why people should actually use multivitamins.
Yeah.
Now you talk about Daravit woman and this importance, the things that are there that are not even in other multivitamin supplements. So let me ask one question. How friendly is it?
Well, women of reproductive age, we say 13, 14, can be on Daravit woman, with the exception of pregnant and lactating mothers. And of course, like I said earlier, people on hormonal birth controls, because it has the ability to neutralize that. Because of course, when most hormonal birth controls work by suppressing certain nutrients and suppressing certain hormones, while this works towards balancing it out. So if there's a balance when a person is aiming at reducing, of course it will neutralize the effect of the...
Did you say 13, 14 can also use it?
Yes.
Okay, now you have talked about it. What, you already talked about how friendly it is. How easy? Let me see the pack. In taking it, the dose, usually.
Okay.
How is it taken?
This is a very beautiful
Is it
product.
friendly?
Yeah, very, very friendly. It's also, if you look at the packaging, it's aesthetic. Women like beautiful things, so it was all factored in. So it's easy to take. If you look here, it has a product, it has two packagings. You have this product A in one side, and then the second side, you have product A and B, which is the most confusing part of it, where people ask questions a lot. You're supposed to be taking one capsule every day with a meal. With a meal, because it improves absorption, of course, and it's more potent when taken with proper food, cooked food now. So this is the product A and B. If you look here, you see a tiny reddish capsule. That one is the product B, the one that contains the nutrients needed during the menstruation proper in the menstrual cycle. So it should be taken starting from the first day of a woman's bleeding. The actual, when the period starts, it should be taken from the first day and run a course of 7 days. Then the person goes back to this one.
Okay, fine. Whoever wants to just buy it, at least the pharmacist will be able to...
It's written there clearly. It should be easy.
So what it means is that those that are no more menstruating, they won't need to use the other part of it, right?
They do need it, because this evening primrose oil is also very essential for people who are in their menopause stage. Of course, it has benefits to them too. With the hot flashes, the night sweats, and the rest of them. Evening primrose oil improves those symptoms. Makes it better. So they should take it to the only thing is that...
I know a patient called and said, now that I'm not seeing my period, I'm menopausal. So the other aspect of the pack says for when you start your period, that's when you should use it. So how do I go about?
Okay, some of them, if they do not want to take it, they can leave it off and probably give it to a teenager who sees their period or something, a younger woman. But in most cases, some still take it because it's still beneficial. There's nothing in it that hinders women who are menstruating. And in some cases, when it's just the person just getting into menopause, sometimes it triggers the period back up. I've gotten reports like that, people who are just transitioning, and they said, I have reached menopause, and I started taking Daravit, and the period came back up. So, except maybe in a case where the person doesn't want the period to probably come back up for whatever reason, they can give to some other people.
Okay, so in 1 or 2 words, briefly, you want to just talk to our audience and let them know about Daravit woman. Just say something about Daravit woman, why they should take it, and in summary.
I think generally everything that pertains to women, the stress they go through, the challenges, the need for beauty, the need to meet up with the societal needs, were all thought about when ELBE PHARMA was making this product, because we just scratched the surface as to the importance of this medication. When you go further to study about it, read the leaflets inside and, read about the nutrients in it one by one, you find out that this is a very essential supplement package needed by every woman of reproductive age should be on Daravit woman. The benefits are innumerable. There are a lot of them.
Okay, thank you so much. It is a supplement.
Yes, it's not the food.
It's
you
not
take your food.
You must eat your food. You must eat your food.
True.
Yeah, it's a supplement.
And eat healthy too.
Yeah.
Very necessary.
So thank you so much for coming on our program. Nice having you. I'm sure we'll invite you again.
Thank
you. Come and talk more about some of the other products that you have. And to our viewers out there, I just want to say thank you for keeping a date with us on The Physicians. You must have heard everything about supplementation, multivitamins, its importance, hormonal imbalance. It also helps. And of course, for malnutrition, it also helps. People always say, I'm not malnourished. What is malnutrition? If one who is actually obese is malnourished. One who is obese is malnourished. So you need to eat right. Fruits and vegetables are actually recommended. But we're in a busy society. We are so fat. Most times we work so hard. We don't even have enough time to eat or take anything that would be beneficial to our own health. So in such situations, you have a supplement that you can also use to complement that which you are taking naturally. Remember to take your fruits and vegetables when you want to eat your food. Balanced diet. Just take that meal. Make the plates half. Half to be more vegetables. Another portion you have your protein. The other portion you have your vegetable, your fruits, and then your fiber, your oils. They're very, very important. And again, remember to always do your workout. Exercise regularly. So if you exercise regularly, just imagine you exercising regularly, you're eating well and right, and you're also taking your supplement to complement what you're eating, you'll feel good because the benefits of exercising, I always say, if you put them in a pill, it will be the best sold pill in the world. Again, I want to say thank you for keeping a day with us. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter, even YouTube. We have over 250 episodes of our program, on YouTube that you can always watch. You can binge on them. If you want to be part of this program, like Mrs. EZEIGBO is here, just send us an email. We'll be part of our program. Till next time, stay blessed. I remain Dr. Martina Agbemi.